He's getting hammered in the opinion polls, but Gordon Brown says he's staying on to sort out the economy, sort out the expenses scandal with independent external inspectors and punish MPs who abuse the system.
Where there is wrongdoing, it will be exposed. Where people need to be punished, they will be punished. Where repayment needs to be made, it will be made. I did not come into politics to allow a situation to develop where MPs ran away with money that they didn't deserve.
There are fresh allegations in a Sunday newspaper about David Cameron's expenses, taking a taxpayer-funded mortgage on one property before paying off the loan on another. The Tory leader is demanding a general election, but although he agrees that MPs could be recalled by voters forced to defend their seats, he too thinks a spate of by-elections is not the answer.
If we can't have an election, yes, then recall is a power we do need to look at. I think it has to have a proper trigger so that you've got to have a situation where an MP has been censured by the House of Commons before the recall starts. Otherwise, I think, you know, obviously we'd all organise a recall now to get rid of Alistair Darling or Gordon Brown.
But the mood in seats like Judy Kirkbride's constituency of Bromsgrove is very different.
It'd be interesting to see what happens with the next election, because I think there should be a separate vote to vote for no confidence in the government.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we've never
rather
seen.
than voting for an MP.
I think the politicians should make a decision quicker. It's on their head really, rather than necessarily maybe for us to do. For the honesty point of view, yeah, if they step down, then it's showing a bit of honesty.
The voters in that other constituency under the spotlight, Luton South, may have to wait a little while longer before they find out if they're going to have a celebrity candidate.
I really want to test the temperature because I am a, quote, celebrity, whatever that may mean, and I don't want Luton South to feel that I've been wished on them. I want them to want me. If they want me, well, I'm prepared to stand.
The latest expenses revelations focus on Labour backbencher Frank Cook. He's worshipping at this church today and says he's shocked by the Telegraph's story.
In my 26-plus years in Westminster, I've attended many memorial services and funeral services, and I've never claimed anywhere else, inadvertently or otherwise. So I've got to hold up my hands and say, I'm sorry, it was a mistake, it's a one-off as far as I'm concerned.
But will that wash with his constituents?
Everyone makes mistakes, and it's just unfortunate that this person that made this mistake happened to be in a position of power.
Get a salary and that's it. Get the salary, have no expenses whatsoever. Seems somewhat petty, to say the least.
The Lib Dems are piling on the pressure, demanding that Alistair Darling resign as Chancellor while his expenses claims are investigated. Gordon Brown could reshuffle his cabinet as early as this Friday, immediately after the European and local council elections.
Glenn's in Westminster for us now, and these poll ratings, Glenn, I mean, they're the grimmest of grim reading for Gordon Brown, surely.
They're absolutely shocking to come third behind the Lib Dems and the Tories, both in voter intentions in a general election and in the European elections on Thursday are appalling. And Labour's talking down their prospects at those elections, not only the European ones, of course, but also for county council. Labour only controls 4 county councils and in serious danger of losing all those, either to one of the other parties or to no overall control. So it's absolutely dire. Labour did very, very badly recently in council elections last year. They thought they'd hit rock bottom. It seems they've still got further down to go. And that reshuffle, when it comes, and it could be as soon as this Friday, fairly major reshuffle, I think, of the Cabinet, including perhaps the Chancellor and the Home Secretary, very senior positions. It could be Gordon Brown's last throw of the dice, because if things don't pick up over the summer, then that really is going to be the final opportunity for the Labour Party to change leaders. Otherwise, I think there's a growing mood in the party that they really are doomed to being on the wrong side of a landslide defeat of the next election.
What do you make of the comments today from the Liberal Democrats, Nick Clegg and Vince Cable, about the Chancellor, Glenn? Are they seriously trying to push him? Are they just trying to claim the credit in case he is shuffled out on Friday?
No, I think what they're doing is saying, you know, look, this is the man who's entrusted with the nation's money, and if there are some questions about his own probity in financial affairs, then the decent thing to do would be for him to stand aside while those are being investigated. Of course they're trying to make political capital out of this, but Vince Cable has been thinking about this apparently for some time before coming out with this statement today. So, yeah, they're trying to be controversial, they're trying to make some political capital, but they do make a serious point as well, of course, and it'll be resisted by Alistair Darling, it'll be resisted by the Prime Minister. But you're right, if Alistair Darling is reshuffled, then the Lib Dems will probably say, well, you know, of course he had to be, as we were saying. But I suspect if he is reshuffled, it will be to another senior government position, so they're not going to get that kind of easy victory, I don't think.